Hello. What's up, you guys? How are you? Come on in, come on in, come on in. It has been a minute. I don't know about you guys, but over the 2 week break, Lord, for some reason, I did not want to come back to work. And I love what I do. And I was like, nope. I usually work through the holidays, staying like consistent on social media, all the things. But this year I was like, yeah, I don't want to. I just don't want to. So I'm not gonna, which is what I usually tell my clients. I'm like, if you're not feeling it, then don't post. So yeah, I spent the last 2 weeks getting fat, getting happy, drinking too much, eating too much, all of the things. Um, and man, getting back this week was rough for me. Yeah, I just didn't want to. So, but after a while, I don't know about you guys, but like, the 2 week break, you get bored. I was telling my son, I'm like, aren't you bored now? Like, don't you want to go to school? Stupid question, I know. And he was like, are you crazy? No. Are you kidding? No. All right, guys, welcome back. I have missed you. Welcome back to my brand new live streaming series called Becoming. So a lot of you guys were messaging me like, are you done? Are you gonna finish? I'm like, yes, I just needed a break. I'm coming back. It's all good. So a couple of housekeeping matters before we begin. I'm gonna put the link to all of the episodes. I believe this episode is, Lord help me, 5. Yes, episode 5, trusting yourself with bigger numbers. So I'm going to put the link for all of the episodes so you can follow along. If you haven't seen the episodes in chronological order, I advise you that you do. There is a method to my madness, all of the things. However, if you haven't heard, Facebook changed things up. Don't you love it when social media changes things up? So I am live streaming on Facebook and LinkedIn. And Facebook changed things up and said, we're going to take down your live streams after 30 days. Sure, why not? Right? So the first episode is, I think, going to be taken down in a week or so. But regardless, me and my team are working on a little something to package this up for you guys at the end, but no worries. So if the link doesn't work, you guys now know on Facebook why you can't access some of them, but we will provide them to you later on. Cool? All right. Cool. So let's get into it. So episode 5 of the Becoming series. All right. So if you've ever had a big month where you landed like a big contract, right? And your first reaction was like, oh shit, for all of the right and wrong reasons, right? So I wanted to get into that a little bit. So you guys know me for social media and all of the things, but I wanted to go deeper in this series and really explain what is moving the needle forward. Really, what is really moving the needle forward within my business and within my client's business, right? So I'm doing like a deep dive into your unconscious mind, self-sabotaging, and why you may think it's not working. And I'm telling you the truth of why it's not working. Yeah. All right. So let me say something that a lot of women entrepreneurs won't say out loud. They'll tell me in private, but they won't say out loud. Okay. Is you don't just want bigger numbers. Yeah. You want to trust yourself with bigger numbers. Because you can have a great month, and instead of celebrating, and I've talked a little bit about this before, your brain goes to, okay, holy shit, can I keep this up? Or what if I mess up? Or this was probably just luck. It just landed in my lap. Yeah. Or you're like, holy crap, now I actually have to do the thing. Okay. So that's why so many women keep saying things like, I just want more. Yeah. I just want more consistency. I want bigger months, or I want a bigger year. But I need you to understand something. Okay. Your unconscious mind does not know what to do with vague. Okay. One of the prime directives of the unconscious mind, and write this one down, is that it needs clear, specific instructions and it will obey them. Let me repeat that. Your unconscious mind needs clear, specific instructions and it will obey them. Okay. So if you're giving it fuzzy, vague instructions like, I want more money, or I want better clients, or I want a bigger year, your unconscious will default to the safest program it knows because that's what it was designed to do, to keep you safe. Yeah. So today, I'm not talking about motivation, okay, or affirmations or none of that, right? What I want to do is we're going to talk about instructions that will move the needle forward, okay? Because your unconscious mind doesn't execute on vibes, okay? It executes on orders. So let's give it some, yeah? All right. So we're giving your unconscious mind today a clear target, a clear plan, and a clear rule for what to do when fear shows up. So I hope you guys have your pad and pen because you guys know me. I always want to give you guys real legitimate to do, something you could do right now, today, that will move your business forward. Yeah? All right. So before we get into it, if you are new to me, hello. My name is Vanessa Cabrera. I am a master certified NLP business coach and award-winning social media marketing strategist. What the hell does that mean? That basically means that I help service-based entrepreneurs really understand how to leverage these social media platforms to achieve multiple five-figure months in record time. I'm talking 90 days or less. Many of my clients have hit that, and some have even hit their first six-figure payday. I'm talking about one client, one contract, six figures. Yes, please, right? I even have another client who was about to hit the $1 million mark. But she recently messaged me right before the holidays and said, all right, Vanessa, I did my numbers. I was so excited when I got this message. I did my numbers, all the things, and I didn't quite get to a million. I hit 950,000 within a year and a half of starting business. Okay. So I'm telling you this not to put you down or bring you down. You're like, holy crap, I'll never get there. All the things. This is evidence. This is evidence that making a lot of money in any business does not take a lot of time. Okay? Does not take a lot of time. All right. So with that, let's get into it. So the Becoming series came to me because, as I said, if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know me for social media marketing, training, all the things. But I really wanted to do a deep dive on the strategy behind the woman, right? So what's really going on in your life and the struggles that you're really facing, right? It's not just about posting more or getting more engagement or more followers. Success actually has nothing to do with that, to be honest with you, and I'm living proof. Okay. You guys heard me over and over say, I don't really give a damn about engagements. There's been many a times where I put a direct sales post, I get crickets, but no one knows what's going on behind the scenes, right? So the Becoming series is for entrepreneurs who's already built something, right? You've already built the thing and you have clients, you have contracts, you have stages, you have a reputation. Yeah. But it still feels like there's a gap between how powerful you really freaking are. Okay. And how safe you feel moving like it. Okay, moving through it, actually becoming that person, right? So I'm talking to the part of you that wants bigger money, bigger contracts, bigger rooms, but you still feel shaky when you start thinking bigger numbers, which is not a bad thing, okay? Because again, strategy isn't the real issue anymore, okay? I've given you strategy for over a decade, okay? I've given it away. It's not really about that. It's really the wiring running the behind the scenes. It's the wiring actually running the business. Okay. So in this series, I'm leaning into the identity that's running your business from the behind the scenes and seeing what's really going on. Cool. Every episode, I'm pulling on a thread. I'm talking about safety. I'm talking about money. I'm talking about visibility. And today I'm talking about self-trust. Yeah. So when we know this of what's really going on, we're able to recode it. Okay. We're able to recode your unconscious mind to stop treating your next level as a threat, which again, it's programmed to do until you rewire it and start treating it like a new home. Like this is just who you are, who you be. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's get into it. So here's what I want you to know. Again, write this down. Your unconscious follows clarity. Okay. We've heard this before, right? Clarity. It still surprises me when I ask clients, what is it that you want? What do you want to do when you grow up? What is it that you specifically want? And I'm talking about very successful six-figure women and above. They've done amazing things, high achievers, all the things. And still, when I ask that question, they're like, holy shit, Vanessa, I don't know. I want this, that, and the other, but it's still vague. You feel me? So, clear target, clear plan, clear rules world. Okay. Vague goals will default to safety. Meaning, if you give it a clear target, a clear plan, and clear rules, it starts building behavior around that. Okay. Ultimately, what you want starts to become true. Again, remember, your unconscious mind does not know the difference between what's real and what's imaginary, right? We forget that. I forget that too. And I do this shit for a living. I'm like, oh yeah. Okay. But if you give it vague instructions like, I want more consistency, I want a bigger year, your unconscious mind does what it always does when it's unclear. And what is that? What exactly does it do? All right. So let me give you some examples. So the safest program that it starts to run looks like this. Okay. It doesn't take risk on. Okay. So the program starts to show up as don't risk anything. It's too risky. So you play it safe. Don't stretch too far, right? Don't stretch yourself too far. Don't set numbers you might not hit. Yeah. Don't become too visible. What are they going to think? What are they going to say? What's going to happen? Don't make people uncomfortable. That's my favorite. I've heard that one before. Well, I'm not putting myself out there, Vanessa, because I don't want to make somebody else uncomfortable, right? Don't mess up. Your unconscious mind's like, don't mess this up, right? So your goals stay vague because vague feels safer than measurable. And then we call it being realistic. Well, Vanessa, I'm just being realistic. According to who? Right? According to who? So no, ma'am, your unconscious isn't avoiding, it's perceiving a threat. So it pulls you back. Yeah? All right. So let me give you some other examples on how 3 ways vague, being fuzzy, being unclear, creates and kills momentum. Okay. It creates 3 things and it kills momentum. There we go. All right. So the first thing is decision fatigue, right? So have you ever felt that you just have a lot going on, right? I kind of felt like this way going through into the holidays. I was so slammed and there was just never enough time, even though there's always time, right? And I was feeling decision fatigued. People were asking me to speak for 2026. I was very blessed and all of the opportunities coming in for 2026. And I'm like, you know what? I need to take a step back because I can't decide this, which is not normal for me. I make decisions quick, fast, right? So decision fatigue. So if you don't have, let's say, a number in mind for this year, for this quarter, you don't have priorities, okay, in your head. Does that make sense? So you do a little of everything and a lot of nothing, right? You stay busy and then wonder why money isn't consistent. Yeah. So decision fatigue, right? And so one of the things I've learned in these past, Lord, 14 years, 14 years I've been doing this. Dang, I've been on these internet streets for a minute. is that decisions move the needle. Make a decision, right? Make a decision and move, right? Win or lose, fail or not, you at least know what happens next. Did it work? Great. Let's keep doing more of that. Did it bomb? Great. Let's not do that again. Okay. All right. The second thing is self trust erosion. Okay. So you keep telling yourself you're going to do more, right? I'm going to do more, especially around this time. Yeah. Around January. But you never define what more actually means. I'm going to be more consistent. Well, what does that mean? Right? Well, I'm going to post more. Well, what does that mean? Yeah. So your brain never gets a clear win. That's where frustration comes in. Okay. And then because you don't act on it, you don't trust yourself to move forward. Yeah. And the third is fear of ruining it. Am I going to mess this up? Right? Is this going to work? So when you don't have a plan, every good month feels like luck, right? Feels like luck. And if it feels like luck, rather than being intentional and you being like, of course, I land 30K months. That's normal, right? You're going to fear losing it then. If it feels like luck, you're going to fear losing it, right? Does this sound familiar? Yeah. So that's why so many women secretly feel safer at 10K months rather than 30K months. Oh, 10K months. Yeah, that's easy. Yeah, I hit that a long time ago, right? But they're still at that level because 30K requires leadership. 30K requires clearer standards. 30K months requires cleaner, faster decisions. Okay. And a bigger internal container. Now I touched upon this in another live stream within the Becoming series, but when you're actually able to receive those numbers you want easily, it just comes natural to you, right? So a lot of this comes from fear of success, fear of failure. And generally speaking, what I have found a lot of times working with these brilliant women entrepreneurs is that they're just not capable of receiving internally what it is that they want. And that's what's stopping them, not their content. I'll tell you that. Okay. All right. Okay. So if any of this is sounding familiar or landing, okay, you're like, okay, Vanessa, I feel you, I hear you, I see you, I am you, I get it, right? Have the t-shirt, all the things, then how do we move forward? How do I move past this? Well, then what's the key, right? What's the answer? All right. So let me put this in real language for you guys. Okay. So again, fuzzy money, fuzzy money, fuzzy, fuzzy money plans, which is very, very real for a lot of women entrepreneurs because, like I said, a lot of women don't talk about money. We don't talk about money nearly as much as men do. Okay. So it's fuzzy, right? It's a new concept to us. It's damn near uncomfortable to a lot of women. Yeah. So you don't know your minimum base to feel safe, right? What's your minimum base? You don't know your target number. Okay. You're just kind of making shit up and just throwing stuff on the wall with no real concept of why this number. Yeah. You don't know your weekly money levers. Now, if you guys attended my 30K in 30 days masterclass that I did last year, I spoke in deep detail about these money levers. So message me if you want a little bit more information on that, but I did a deep dive on that. Okay. And then the other thing is, so you're working towards something, but you're not aiming. There's a difference. Yeah. All right. So number 2 is the all or nothing behavior. This was me. This was totally, I'm calling myself out on all of this, by the way, because I've learned this over the years. All right. So all or nothing behavior. So you either go hard, you go all in, right? Like a New Year's resolution and you're going to the gym. Okay. You go all in or you disappear. Yeah. So you sprint, burn out, then ghost your own business. And then this becomes a pattern. Yeah. Then you call it, I need a break, right? I need a break. And I just said this in the beginning of this live stream. I'm like, I needed a break, right? So I'm not saying we're all human that you're not allowed to take a break. Of course you can, whenever the hell you want to. It's your business, it's your life, right? What I'm saying is that your unconscious is pulling you back to safety, not necessarily that you need a break, right? And knowing the difference between needing a break and avoidance, I think you know deep down inside when you're doing which, right? You know the difference. You're calling yourself out, right? You're like, I don't really need a break. I just don't know what to do, maybe, right? You're frustrated, okay? All acceptable. And then the third is protecting yourself from disappointment. So this is huge when it comes to women entrepreneurs because we do it all. Beep, beep, let's toot our own horn. We do it all. We do a lot, right? And we, especially high achievers, we hold ourselves to such high standards, right? That we are our biggest critics when something doesn't go right. Yeah. And for me personally, man, I am still to this day so damn hard on myself if I don't achieve a goal or don't land a speaking engagement or the contract or whatever it is that I'm aiming for, right? I'm pretty damn hard on myself. And when I go down hard. And then I'm like, all right, hold on. Okay. It takes me a minute to get back up, but that's how I know who I am. And that's all right if you need a minute, right? It'll come back. Okay. So protecting yourself from disappointment. You don't commit to the number because if you don't commit, you can't fail. Right? If you don't commit, you can't fail. And if you can't fail, you don't have to feel the sting of maybe I can't really do this shit. Maybe I can't pull this off. Right. And I get it being so public about your business, which when we're talking about social media is embarrassing, feel a failure. What are they going to think? Oh my gosh, I didn't do it. I wasn't able to do it. All this other bullshit that's in our heads. Okay. Yeah. Does that make sense? So this isn't laziness. It's just a system that doesn't trust the driver, right? So let's rewire this. Yeah. All right. So bust out your pad and pen. Pad and pen. Let me see. Bust out your pad and pen. And do I need to do this with you? No, you guys can do this. All right. You guys can see this. I mean, when I give you instructions. Okay. So what we're going to do is I want you to take your pad and pen or your chat or your AI, whatever you guys are using. And we're going to do this quick exercise. So I call this the wealth instructions audit. Okay. Right at the top, the wealth instructions audit. So step one is I want you to pick a clear number. No romance, no vagueness. Okay. Right. Right. In the next 90 days, I will generate X amount. Okay. Now, this is another unconscious trick that my sales coach taught me a long time ago. So rather than saying, I want to make 50,000 in the next 90 days, let's say, right? Write an actual number because when you picture your bank account or when you look at any numbers, whether it's an invoice, a bill, whatever the case may be, it's never just an exact amount, right? So let's say it's $49,872.21, right? Okay. So an exact number. She made me do this over and over and over again. She's like, because you're never going to hit 45,000 on the dot. Does that make sense? Okay. So pick a clear number. In the next 90 days, I will generate whatever your number is. Okay. Not try, not hope. Write the word will. Okay. I will. Language matters. Okay. All right. Step two. So then I want you guys, as you write that number, feelings start to come up. Okay. Especially if you're pushing out of your comfort zone and expose the fear behind that number. Okay. So write this down. Step 2, if I actually hit that number, okay, if I actually hit that number, I'm afraid blank will happen. Now just popcorn it out. Just start writing. Okay, your unconscious fear dump, brain dump. Okay, what will happen? What's coming up for you? Okay, so these are just some examples. So people will expect more from me. I've heard that before. I'll have to maintain it. It will actually work. What if it works, Vanessa? I'm like, I know. What if? Okay. I'll mess up. Okay. I'll fuck it all up somehow. I'll outgrow the people I love. Now, this is interesting. So, these just like examples I'm giving you, I've actually heard. So, you guys can get an idea of what other people are thinking and what's really real in their unconscious mind. So, their unconscious mind is dumping these fears and being like, this is what could possibly happen. What if, what if, what if, right? Okay. So, I just find this fascinating. You guys too, hopefully, right? All right. And then the last one is I'll have more responsibility, right? So if I actually hit that number, I'll have more responsibility. I'll have more to do. Yeah. Okay. Step 3 is give your unconscious clear operating instructions. Okay. This is the rewire. Again, your unconscious mind likes clear operating instructions, and I guarantee you it will obey it. It's our conscious that messes everything up. Okay. Your unconscious mind knows exactly what to do. She knows exactly what to do. Okay. If you just give her instructions, she will do it. She's kind of like your AI. Oh, shit. Damn. Okay. Hi. Hi, Epiphany. Yeah, that's some real stuff. Okay. I trust my unconscious more than my AI. All right. All right. So write these 3 things and fill them in. All right. So number 1, to create your money, right? To create X amount of money, I will do these 3 actions weekly. So again, your unconscious mind loves to hear this, loves to see it, right? But it loves action more. Okay. So to create this money, write that number in. I will do these actions weekly. Write those down. So an example of this will be if you guys have done this and have strategy, and I know that you do, if you're following me and I've hit those 10K months and beyond, right? You already know this, right? So an example is I will outreach. I'll do my outreach. I will create content. I will follow up, right? I will call people. I will create proposals. This is money making moves, right? Not I will work on my website. Not let me adjust my colors. Not let me work on this Canva image for 4 hours. That ain't going to do it. That's not going to move the needle forward. Okay. All right. Number 2, when I feel fear, I will not blank. I will blank. Okay. Number 2, when I feel fear, I will not blank. I will blank. Okay. So you're installing an if then instruction. Remember, this is instructions I'm trying to download to you. Okay. All right. So an example of this could be when I feel fear, I will not question myself. This is mine. Okay. I've actually did this exercise. I actually do this shit before I ask you to do them, right? I walk the walk. So when I feel fear, I will not question myself. Okay. I will keep taking action. That's it. Yeah. So my unconscious knows. Okay, cool. Just keep swimming. All right. Number 3, my new rule is I am safe even when blank. Okay. I am safe even when blank. So an example of this or examples of this can be I am safe even when the number is big. Okay. The number is big. I am safe even when it's quiet. Ooh, you've ever had those quiet months? I'm like, why is my inbox so quiet? Why are my DMs quiet? What is going on? Right? I am safe even when they say no. Ah, that's my favorite, right? I am safe even when they say no. It's cool. I am safe even when I'm not immediately validated. So this is something another client confessed, if you want to say, or shared with me, where they need external validation. That's cool. Some of us don't need it. Internal validation or knowing that you did a good job is enough. Some of us need external validation. Hi, I'm one of them. Okay, cool. All right, so popcorn that out. What's yours? My new rule is I am safe even when blank. Okay, cool. All right, step 4, okay, is proof installs safety. Your unconscious mind loves evidence, okay? Because when you have evidence, then you're installing a deeper belief in your ability, right? And an internal trust that everything will work out. It's going to work out, right? Okay. So, and evidence, I'm telling you, is all around you. So, this is why I celebrate my clients' wins online with you guys. It is not to boast, it is not to show off, it is not to be cocky, although some people feel that and see that. Great, they can keep moving on. That's not why I do it at all. First of all, I celebrate my clients' wins and my own wins publicly. So I personally give them like a wink to them. She's like, "Oh my God, I saw the post about myself." Yes. And I'm reaffirming the evidence that she pulled this shit off. She did this, right? The other reason I do it publicly is that I'm showing you evidence and proof what is possible. Yeah. The third reason I do it is for my damn self, to affirm that these results are possible, even though I've been doing this thing for damn near 14 years. Yeah. It never ends. Okay. It never ends in a good way. All right. So, evidence I can hold this level, let's say 50K months, evidence I can hold at this level of 50K months is, and then list 5 receipts you got in your back pocket. Okay. What is evidence that this is possible and you can hold it? Any wins? Any competence? Any leadership, anything that will trigger that in your unconscious mind, be like, oh yeah, I am kind of a badass bitch. I know what I'm doing, right? It's all good. Yeah. All right. So your unconscious doesn't trust affirmations. Nothing wrong with affirmations, but I prefer evidence. This is the real, I'm telling you guys, this is why I'm doing this series. This is what really works. Okay. It trusts your evidence and your instructions. It understands that. So I'm telling you, you simplify the hell out of this, where you surround yourself with evidence of what you've done in the past. I don't care if you started, one of my clients just started her business a year and a half ago and she made 950K. Hello. Okay. Or clients who have been in business for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Okay. Time doesn't matter. Okay. Show yourself trust. Okay. Show yourself evidence and give yourself instructions. Okay. All right. So, what is this helpful? Hopefully. Yeah. Helpful. Okay. So, what if the next level isn't you trying harder? Because I guarantee you that ain't it. I'm actually working less and making more, which is what I actually wanted. Okay. It's not trying harder. What if the next level is you finally giving your mind a clear target it can execute? Okay. Don't be afraid to write that number. What if consistent money becomes normal? It's just normal. You become that 30K broad. Yeah. Yeah. Because you stop sending your unconscious mind signals like, I want more, but don't make it scary. I want to be wealthy, but don't make me visible or too visible. I want big numbers, but don't make me responsible for them. Right. Yeah. So again, I know you're not sitting there self-sabotaging. A lot of this you don't even know that you're doing. I didn't know I was doing this until I went through my NLP training and really understood the psychology behind how we move through our business, the psychology behind your social media strategy, the psychology behind your social media presence, the psychology behind your audience. This is why I'm talking more and more about this, because at the end of the day, we're all freaking human and this is how we function. Okay. All right. Because you can't ask for expansion with one hand and clutch fear with the other, right? So why can't you make 30K months? Of course you can, right? It's just who you are. Cool. All right. So if you're done with vague goals, inconsistent months, and money that feels fragile, and you want help installing a clear plan, we'll go deeper than this, and more importantly, the identity to hold on to it. Okay. This is your invitation. So I am opening up seats, and yes, I am still taking calls and meetings about this. If you weren't able to get on my calendar for the past 2 weeks, there's a reason for that. I put a hold on it. But I'm having meetings about the Courage Container yet again. So my calendar is now open. Cool. So the Courage Container is my high touch 90-day group coaching experience for already successful service-based business women who are done overworking for safety and are ready for bigger number, a specific bigger number that feels normal, for it to become normal. Yeah. Can you see the bank account? Can you see that number in your bank account? All right. So the 2026 Courage Container is where we'll take everything you've already built and turn it into predictable cash, month in, month out. Cleaner, simpler strategy. Okay. You guys, my strategies are so simple. When I teach them to my clients, they're like, Vanessa, you're kidding me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. This is it. And real support. Okay. So it's a small curated group of women, no more than 7-ish is what I'm leaning towards. Okay, where we're going to rewire your unconscious money and visibility patterns using NLP, mindset work, timeline therapy, and practical coaching. Okay, so you're not trying to scale on top of fear, guilt, and shame. Okay. We'll tighten your offers, pricing, and positioning so your income goals for the first 90 days of 2026 are specific. They are specific, grounded, and backed by math, not by vibes. Okay. Yes, we'll use AI. Hello. Yes, we'll use AI together with my social media marketing strategies on purpose. I want you guys starting to post with intention. There's a difference, right? To create content that leads to conversations, contracts, and cash. That's what your content should be doing. Okay. You'll execute your personalized strategy sessions. So people have asked me, Vanessa, will I get one-on-one time with you in this group program? Yes. So you'll start out with a one-on-one strategy session, private strategy session with me. And then once the group starts, right, then we'll come together collectively as a group. Cool. Makes sense. So yes, you will execute your personalized strategy then with weekly accountability and real-time coaching. So you stop guessing, stop hiding. You'll know exactly what you're doing week in, week out. Wouldn't that be nice? You'll know exactly what you're doing week in, week out, okay, through the money-making moves. And I said some of them in this live stream. So in essence, it's a 90-day sales and visibility sprint, okay, wrapped in mindset, strategy, AI, and community that matches the level of woman you are right now, the level of woman who is going after those 30K months. Yeah. The ones who are working towards specific big numbers. Okay. All right. So the Courage Container is a safe space for, again, service-based entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, strategists, authors, speakers, practitioners. It's also if you have an established business where you've hit 6 figures and beyond, or if you're still reaching towards that 6 figures, that's fine too. But you know that your current numbers are still under what you're capable of, right? So we'll talk about your ability to receive and all that underlying stuff. That's 90% of the time, that's the problem. Most of your business has come from referrals, word of mouth, or your reputation, and you're finally ready for social to do the heavy lifting that you know it can. Yeah. And if you're tired of undercharging and over delivering, like I said, my goal probably 4 years ago was to work less and make more. I specifically remember, I'm like, I'm so done over delivering. Yeah. Posting without knowing how these posts actually turn into cash. Okay. And then if you're tired of big months followed by holy hell dry spells, you're like, oh crap. Okay. Where are my clients? And then you're in a rush to find clients, right? Yeah. All that goes away. And if you're craving high level community. So again, I haven't done a group coaching program in nearly 3 years, but last year I heard over and over and over again that there was a real need and want and desire for community. So I had a lot of my clients say, Vanessa, do you have a group program? Is there a group? Well, here it is. And to be honest, I've been wanting it too. I've been craving it too. Don't get me wrong. I love my one-on-one clients, but there's something about community where you come together, where you're able to talk about, and we're going to talk about money, power, your desire that you want to be rich, and no one's going to freaking judge you. In fact, everyone is going to understand this, and a place and a safe space to be vulnerable, to talk about what the hell is really going on, not only in your business, but your life. Yeah. It's also for someone here we go. If you're willing to look at both your strategy, so that's your offers, your pricing, and your visibility, right? And all this unconscious stuff that I've been talking about in this series, right? The real story about why it's not working. Okay. All right. So if you guys are interested, your first step is to book a business accelerator session with me. I'm going to put a link to do so on this live stream. On that call, we're going to do 3 things. So the first thing is we're going to get clear on where the holes are in your business. That's number 1. That's the business side of it. What, right? And also we're going to get clear on what you're really struggling with. That's the mindset stuff, the unconscious stuff, right? Of like what's really going on. Okay. We're going to get specific about what you actually want in the next 12 months. What do you want your next 12 months to look like? And what are you actually aiming for? Okay. And then at the end, we're going to see if the Courage Container is a place where you want to belong. If it's the right place for you, great. We'll talk next steps. If not, that's cool too. And you'll have at least a better understanding and clarity on what's not working in your business and understanding what you're really struggling with. So then you know how to move forward. You'll know what the problem is. I'll give you that. Cool. All right. So again, I'll put the link in somewhere in this live stream. I'll also include the other links to the live streams for this entire series. This is episode 5. Again, to my Facebook viewers, Facebook is taking down live streams within 30 days of them posting. So we are figuring out a way to provide this entire live stream to you when I finish. Cool. All right, guys, it's so good to see you. I have missed you, all the things. I hope you guys had a nice and relaxing 2 weeks and are back to work with a vengeance. All right, so again, if your goals stay vague, if they stay vague, your results will stay vague. Okay. Clarity is how wealthy women create safety, right? Clarity isn't pressure, it's your permission slip. Cool. All right, guys, thanks for hanging with me, and I'll see you online. Peace.